Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Woo.
Sun, soil, water, and air. Sun, soil, water, and air. Everything you eat, everything you wear is sun, soil, water, and air. One more time. Sun, soil, water, and air. Sun, soil, water, and air. Everything you eat, everything you wear is sun, soil, water, and air. A little message. Good job, everybody. A little message from the Environmental Justice Task Force to remind us all that everything that we have in this world is given to us by this world. And that is why it is important to protect it and preserve it. Thank you.
All right, good morning. I am Julie Nicholson Morgan, President of the Board. That is loud. Our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change our world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please pass the plate. We're just glad that you're here. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflect UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systemic change, defend our environment, and promote justice and equity for all. Today, we are sharing our plate with Transgender Advocates Knowledge Empowering, or TAKE. They focus on discrimination in the workplace, housing advocacy, support for sex workers, providing trans-friendly services, and working to alleviate the many other barriers that trans women of color face. We appreciate your donations and accept the forms of payment found in your order of service. Thank you for your generous support of our church and our Share the Plate recipient. May we give in love and in hope.
Now is the time in our community when we share what we carry in our hearts today. Some of us have brought joy and some have brought sorrow, and many of us have brought both. For those of you online, please share in the online chat, and remember to hold others by placing parentheses around their name. For those of you in person today, you're invited to come forward and drop a stone over here in honor or in memory of what is on your heart. Please come forward. Today we celebrate our children and our families and our teachers and everyone who works in some form or fashion in education, and everyone who has retired from that important work, because teaching is a lifelong job, isn't it? We celebrate the voices of our children. And I encourage everyone to think of those voices, which might be tempting to think of as distracting, but I encourage you to think of them as the future voices of the UUs they are growing up to be. And a service like this service helps our children and our families to really claim this church for themselves. We love our children. We love our families. We are glad you're here. Today we lift up member Dick Segreto, who's having some health concerns, and Vianna Wright's cousin, who has gone home for palliative care. May we keep one another in our hearts and minds in the spirit of community and love. Let's take a moment to find stillness together. Everyone place your feet flat on the floor if you can, or if you're sitting on the floor, crisscross. Put your hands gently in your lap or on your belly where you can feel your breath. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Now imagine this. As you breathe in, you're filling up with courage. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're letting go of worries. Courage in, worries out. Breathe in courage. Breathe out worry. Breathe in kindness. Breathe out fear. Breathe in peace. Breathe out peace to the world. And one more time. Now slowly bring your attention back to the room and give yourself a little smile. You are ready. Amen and blessed be. And now our wonderful Courtney McKinney is going to lead us in blessing the backpacks.
Good morning. So, if you would like to come forward with your backpack, come on up here, take a seat on the ground so you can get a better view. Come on up, come on up. It doesn't even have to be a backpack. It can be a bag of any variety. Totally fine. If you forgot your backpack, that's okay. Totally fine. Come on up. So, hi friends, thank you. Oh, yeah. And if you would like to, symbolically, put your bag on the chancel and not sit up front, you can do that too. Totally fine. So, good morning, friends. Good morning, online friends. Today is our backpack blessing, but we're not we're not blessing just backpacks. We're blessing what? That's going to go on them. But we can bless all sorts of things. Apparently, we're going to bless a bunny and a lunchbox. I see some backpacks. I see like a work bag. Any kind of bag that you carry with you every day. Grown-ups, you too. So, what this is for is that our community fills us all up with blessings for the upcoming year. So everybody gets some. And this year, we're going to supercharge our backpack tokens and attach them to our bags so that we can carry those blessings with us every day. These are our blessings, our backpack blessings this year. I know, pretty cool. Grown-ups, look. Good news is, I have ones for you too. Yay! Could I get a couple volunteers to help hand them out to the grown-ups? Come on, Violet. Yeah, absolutely. Take that out, share that with some grown-ups. Thank you.
Do I just like hand them
Go give them to people. Yep. There's more. Yeah, can you go hand it out? Thanks, Thomas. I have some more if anybody else wants to help too. So go out to the grown-ups.
It's okay. You're gonna get one, I promise.
Come on, Pax, you can help. So grown-ups, if you would like one, just raise your hand so one of our friends can help you get one.
You're getting one right there. Look.
I've got ones for you guys up here, don't worry. So, did everybody get one up here? Laura Jane, do you have one? Okay. There's no more? You want to get some out of that basket? Right here. Takes a second. Thank you, Thomas. All right, grown-ups, do we have some? We've got more to pass out. Friends up front, did we get some? Here we go. It's coming your way. Coming your way. Thanks, Lily. All right, fantastic. Ruth? Do you have one, Ruth? Okay, excellent. Reverend Ruth has hers. Fantastic. All right, friends. You have one from one of the other years. I'm so glad you still have that. I like it when you have a collection. You don't know where the heart one is? I might have an extra somewhere. Believe it or not, I have leftovers sometimes. I think so. Do you need one? Does anyone else need one? Last call. That's not true. They'll be up front. All right, my friends. So everyone has their backpack. So now, grown-ups, you're going to participate this even if you didn't get one. Fair warning. So put your backpack between your hands. May this bag carry more than just supplies. May it carry hope and wonder and a little magic too. So now, send that hope and wonder and a little bit of magic into the backpack in your hands, into your token. Close your eyes if it helps. Think about filling it all the way up with hope, with wonder and magic. Now, pass that token to your right. There you go. I warned you, grown-ups. So, do we all have another one? I have a new one too. So, well, we have a new one to fill up. So put this backpack between your hands. May it carry the strength of our community and the love of all of those that care about you. Now, with this new token in your hands, think about filling it up with strength. Think really hard. Think about filling it up with love for your friends and neighbors around you. Can you feel this backpack carrying all that strength and love? Perfect. Now hand this one to your neighbor on your right. I'm adding more tokens to the mix, don't worry. Everyone have a new one? All right. May this backpack in your hand be open to curiosity and zip up close tight around your worries. So now think of a question that you're really curious about, maybe a really big question. Why do turtles have shells? Why is black licorice so yucky? Conversely, why is chocolate cake so yummy? All those kind of questions. And fill up this new token in your hand with all of that curiosity. And fill it up with just a little calmness, too, to ease all of those worries we carry with us. Fill it all the way up some more. There's room. And then pass this token to your right. You can pass them to people back there, too, if you want to. I always giggle when the grown-ups think they're not going to participate with me. And you would think by now they'd be like, that Courtney's going to make me do something crazy. That's okay. They love me, don't you? Anyway. All right, another time. Take this new token in your hands, and may you walk in courage and kindness. One last time, take this token in your hands and imagine filling it up with so much courage so that every day we go out and face this world with a brave, brave energy to get through all the hard stuff. And then overflowing with so much kindness to share with the world around us. And then put in just a little bit more kindness, because we always need a little extra sometimes. One last time, take this token and pass it to your neighbor on the right. All right, now this is your token. This belongs to you now. It is full of so many good things that the people around you have poured into it. So much hope and wonder and strength and magic and love and curiosity and courage and kindness. And may this blessing travel with you into the world. That's totally fine. You can pass around many of them. May it remind you that you are never alone. No matter where you go this year, into classrooms, into offices, into homes, or even on to new beginnings, we are carrying each other with us. May the love of this community support you through the year to come. May your questions guide you. And may you find strength in our shared belonging. Ta-da. Ta-da. So do we all feel ready? You feel ready? Excellent. Today is a special day, and we're going to stay upstairs because Reverend Ruth has an amazing story to tell us. So if you all could go back to your seat with your families, we're going to listen to Reverend Ruth's story and be with our friends. Thank you, friends. If you still have your blessings, by the way, totally fine. If you still have your blessings, I'm going to send Finn around to gather up some more cards.
It's hard to believe summer's coming to an end. Still feels like summer. Many of us are beginning a new school year. Some of you are beginning as students. Some of you are beginning as teachers. Every teacher is also a student, learning new things every fresh fall season. Every student will also be a teacher, sharing what they learned over the summer with their friends, helping the new kids find their way and giving new insights to the grown-ups in their schools. I'm going to tell you a story about a kind, funny, slightly strange woman, Aunt Eunice, and how she took her nieces and nephews to the beach at the end of one long, hot summer. You all have an important part to play in the story. Your most important line is, "Magnificent little nanny goat." When I cue you, you say that. Magnificent little nanny goat. Very good. Now you're also providing some sound effects. When the goat makes a sound, you say, "Bleh." When the dog barks, you respond, "Woof." When the dog howls, you howl, "Oh." When the kids laugh, you go, "Ha ha ha ha." Very good. Let's begin. Aunt Eunice was everyone's youngest and favorite aunt. And having no kids of her own, she decided one late summer to take her nieces and nephews to the beach, a last trip before school started. She stuffed them into her enormous second-hand station wagon. Sarah, Joe, and Billy in the back jump seat, Jenny, Johnny, and Mary Ann in the middle row with Duke, the large German shepherd, who lay under their feet. Aunt Eunice sat in front and allowed 15-year-old Barbara to practice her driving on the long trip down to Panama City. The kids were laughing. Ha 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 ha. The dog kept barking. Woof. And Aunt Eunice called out, "Oh my," and "Stop that," every few minutes until they all settled down for the long ride. Taking the old two-lane Highway 31 south from Birmingham, they drove through miles of fields and woods. After about an hour, Johnny and Mary Ann sang out together suddenly, "Stop! There's a goat by the road." Barbara hit the brakes, and everyone turned around in their seats to look back down the asphalt. There was indeed a small brown and white goat nibbling grass on the shoulder. There ensued a loud and enthusiastic exchange among the 6 children about the goat. Where did it come from? Why was it outside the fence? What dire fate might befall it if left alone on the roadside? Everyone had a strong opinion, and no one was listening much to anyone else, not unlike some church committee meetings I've attended. Then Aunt Eunice called out loudly, "Oh my! That looks like a magnificent little nanny goat. Let's bring her with us." So everyone climbed out of the car and went together to catch their new goat. They spent a sweaty and energetic half-hour game of catch the goat on the roadside. The kids were laughing, "Ha ha ha ha." Duke the dog kept barking, "Woof." And the goat kept crying, "Meh," until at last they had her in hand. They piled back into the car, 2 in the rear jump seat, 3 in the middle, along with Duke, Barbara behind the wheel, and Aunt Eunice holding on to the magnificent little nanny goat. They got back on the road and resumed their journey. Every year in May, every student and teacher gets excited about the summer break that is coming. The long school year draws to a close, and the unscheduled freedom of hot summer months beckon, sleeping late, breakfast in front of the TV, running through sprinklers, jumping in swimming pools, watermelon juice running down our faces, summer camps, family excursions, and the all-important trip to the beach. I doubt if any of you ever imagined a trip quite like this one. Aunt Eunice and her fellow travelers stopped at a hamburger place south of Montgomery. Barbara pulled the car into a spot behind the building, and all the doors creaked open, releasing the 5 younger children, laughing. Ha 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 ha. Teenaged Barbara, Aunt Eunice, the German Shepherd on his leash, barking, woof. And the magnificent little nanny goat on a lead Aunt Eunice had fashioned from a scrap of rope she had stored under the front seat. The goat bleated with joy, bah! While the kids took turns walking the animals about in the grass and visiting the restrooms, Aunt Eunice bought everyone hamburgers with fries and milkshakes. They all scrambled back into the old station wagon. Sarah, Joe, and Billy in the rear jump seat, Jenny, Johnny, and Mary Ann in the middle row with Duke, Barbara in the driver's seat, and the magnificent little nanny goat standing nervously between Aunt Eunice's feet, eyeing her French fries with interest. They drove on for nearly 2 hours when they encountered a police checkpoint at the Florida state line. As the line of cars crept slowly forward, Aunt Eunice leaned over and asked Barbara, "Are you sure you have your driver's permit?" Her oldest niece replied with irritation, "Of course, Aunt Eunice, it's in my purse right here." She patted her handbag sitting on the seat between them under the hamburger wrappers. When they pulled up to the head of the line, the kids were laughing, ha 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 ha. The dog kept barking, woof. The goat let out a few nervous bleats, bah. Aunt Eunice shushed them all as Barbara rolled down her window and the young male police officer asked to see her driver's license. She smiled and reached into her purse, but something was wrong. She began searching frantically. "It's not there, Aunt Eunice," she whispered in a panic. "My handkerchief, my photographs from my birthday party, they're all gone." Aunt Eunice took the purse from her and began to look through it. Then she looked down at the magnificent little nanny goat and saw a small scrap of paper dangling from the corner of her little mouth, all that remained of Barbara's driver's permit. She handed the soggy bit of paper to the officer, smiling broadly. "Officer, I am terribly sorry, but it seems that our magnificent little nanny goat got into my niece's pocketbook and nibbled on her driver's permit. I'm afraid this is all that's left. Here's my driver's license, if it helps." The young man was clearly not amused as he studied the 2 documents in his hand and then replied, "Ma'am, I will have to issue you a citation for allowing this young woman to drive your car without a driver's permit. You'll have to pay the fine at the county courthouse." Aunt Eunice stared at him for a few seconds. "Now listen, young man, I'm a very responsible person, and I would never have allowed my dear niece to drive my car filled with my other nieces and nephews all the way from Birmingham down to the ocean without her permit. How was I to know that our magnificent little nanny goat might chew it up? This is patently unfair, illegal, and immoral. I do not expect a police officer to treat a lady this way, and I won't stand for it. I have put every dime I have into taking these poor children for a trip to the beach, and I have no funds left for your ridiculous citation." As she drew breath, the policeman studied her, frowning. "In that case, ma'am, you must accompany me to the courthouse immediately." He returned her license to her. "If you would please take the wheel of your vehicle and follow my patrol car." As the new school year begins, you may encounter challenges you had not expected, and you may try to sort things out on your own. However, it is important to remember that you belong to this church family at UUCB, and you do not have to face problems all by yourselves. All of us, kids, grown-ups, students, teachers, are a community of friends together, and we find hope and strength in each other. Aunt Eunice slid across the wide seat while Barbara walked around and got in on the other side. She took charge of the magnificent little nanny goat as Aunt Eunice cranked the engine and pulled forward behind the police car. She was mortified when he turned on the siren and the lights began flashing. The kids all laughed with delight. The German Shepherd howled, "Oh!" and the magnificent little nanny goat bleated piteously, "Bah!" as they paraded down the highway and into the town. They followed the police car around 3 sides of the town square before parking by the front entrance of the courthouse. The officer got out and gestured to Aunt Eunice to follow him into the building. She called over her shoulder, "Everybody out!" And all the car doors creaked open, and in a flurry of hamburger wrappers and milkshake cups, all 5 of the younger children hopped out with the German Shepherd, and teenage Barbara stood up leading the magnificent little nanny goat. They all marched in between the grand pillars of the front portico and down the wide corridor toward the courtroom. Aunt Eunice held her head high, ignoring the stares of the people as they passed, acting as if she were accustomed to leading her nieces and nephews, a German Shepherd, and a magnificent little nanny goat through grand government buildings every day. The stern young officer held the door open to the empty courtroom and invited Aunt Eunice to be seated. He now noticed, with surprise, the entourage following her and opened and shut his mouth a couple of times, then shrugged and walked toward a smaller passage. Aunt Eunice and the children filled up the entire front row of seats and waited. It wasn't long before several people entered the courtroom and someone called out, "All rise, the court is now in session." Aunt Eunice stood up and gestured to Barbara and the others to stand also. It was at this point that Sarah Jo and Billy, who had been holding Duke's leash and the lead for the magnificent little nanny goat, noticed that the rope had been chewed through and the goat was nowhere to be seen. They slipped out of their seats and, taking the German Shepherd with them, went in search of the missing animal. Sarah Jo and Billy walked down the corridor following the large dog and holding tightly to his leash. He sniffed about with great interest in the unfamiliar surroundings. Suddenly they heard the bleating "bah" of the magnificent little nanny goat and followed the sound into a large room. 2 people had cornered the little animal, trying to catch her. Seeing his new little friend in distress, the dog lunged forward to rescue her, barking loudly, "Woof!" There ensued a fair amount of barking, bleating, yelling, and other carrying on, including overturned chairs and waste baskets, and several overly excited adults running about waving their arms frantically. The 2 children climbed onto a desk for a better and safer view. Suddenly, a door opened, and a tall man in uniform with a shiny badge called out in a great operatic voice, "What on earth is going on in here?" Receiving no immediate reply, he spied the large dog standing between the magnificent little nanny goat and her would-be captors. In 2 strides, he stood over the animals, speaking in a calming voice, retrieved the dog's leash with one enormous hand, and scooped the goat up with his other. Turning toward Billy and Sarah Jo, he asked, "Do these animals belong to you?" Back in the courtroom, Aunt Eunice sat up straight while the young officer outlined her crimes to the judge. The judge glanced at her and the remaining children and seemed on the verge of making some kind of pronouncement when the doors opened, and in strode the tall man with the badge, leading the German shepherd and carrying the magnificent little nanny goat, followed closely by Billy and Sarah Jo. The judge frowned and spoke sternly. "Sheriff Cleveland, what is going on here? What are these animals doing in my courtroom?" The sheriff pointed toward Aunt Eunice. "I believe they belong to her, Your Honor." And as he looked toward the proud woman sitting in the front row, his expression changed to one of amazement. "Eunice, darling, what are you doing here?" And Eunice stared back and responded, "Mark, is it really you?" The judge observed the two of them for a moment and then stated quietly, "Sheriff, would you escort this woman to my chambers," as he gestured toward Aunt Eunice, "and get someone to take those animals out of here." Starting a new school term is exciting and a little scary. If this is a new school experience for you, there will be many new people to meet and strange things to learn. It's important to remember that your parents and your teachers are there to help you. And after a few days, you will get comfortable and familiar with your classes and your new routine. For our older students and for our teachers and school workers, the fall presents much that is familiar. But there are always changes and challenges requiring adaptation. Your colleagues will help you figure these things out. And we all have this faith community of friends and associates. So none of us, no matter what awaits us this fall, faces any of it alone. We have each other. Aunt Eunice's adventure had a happy ending. Her old boyfriend, the sheriff, convinced the judge to have the charges dropped, and then bought each child a Coca-Cola out of the courthouse vending machine. He also made sure both animals got some fresh, cool water to drink before resuming their travels. He helped load all the children, laughing, "Ha, ha, ha," the German shepherd barking, "Woof," and the magnificent little nanny goat bleating, "Bah," back into the old station wagon, everyone in their proper place. And Eunice gave the sheriff a discreet kiss on the cheek. And sitting down behind the wheel, she pulled the station wagon away from the courthouse and headed back toward the highway. The children fell asleep as the summer sun set, and Duke settled down for a nap. In the rear jump seat, snuggled between Sarah Jo and Billy, sat the magnificent little nanny goat. It had been a long and busy day, full of surprises, but everything had come out all right. And she made a soft, sleepy bleat, "Bah," as she leaned her little head against Billy's leg and closed her eyes. My friends, little ones, youth, and the grown-ups, I wish you all a wonderful fall season, a school year full of discoveries and growth and time for a fresh start. Who knows what magnificent surprises you will encounter this season and what marvelous adventures await. Bah. Amen. Blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing song. Rita will lead us in 1, 2, 3, best number in the hymnal, Spirit of Life. Would those wishing to join the congregation please come forward at this time?
Spirit of life, unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in land, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Please be seated. We are so pleased that you have come forward to join our congregation. Just come over here. So would you introduce yourselves and tell us just a little bit about why you've decided to join the church?
Hey friends, I'm Leela Allen, this is Grissom, and this is Johnny. We are in a very fresh season of life. We're joining our family in a more official capacity. We're getting married very soon. So it just feels natural to also join the church in an official capacity as well. We've been coming since October of 23, and we just love it here, and we don't plan on going anywhere. So we just like to go ahead and make it official.
Wonderful. Thank you. It is a joy to welcome each of you as a member of our faith community. I encourage you to grow in your religious life, to explore and share your unique gifts. Will you journey together with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership? Will you share generously with all of us your time, your talents, and your financial resources? If you agree, please say yes. Members of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Birmingham, will you reach out to these people in friendship, including them in our ministries and fellowship? Will you be open to their unique gifts and perspectives? Will you extend a warm welcome to them, remembering that each of you was once a new member? Will you join your strengths, talents, and commitment with theirs? If so, please respond, we will. Now, you are part of us, and we are part of you. Welcome. If you want to sign, you can do announcements. So, sign.
They're going to make me do announcements after that. Visitors, friends, and members, please fill out your connection card if you have not yet done so. My statement that I always make is they're dated. We can't reuse them. Please use them. And be sure to look at the box at the bottom. There are so many opportunities to connect outside of Sunday mornings, and there is more information in your order of service. There are even pictures. We do have two special announcements today. The data center protest in Bessemer that was this upcoming week has been canceled, so I'm hoping that's good news. So if you need more information, talk to Helen Rivas. And then I want to give a special thanks to our accompanist today, John Thomas Morris. Thank you.
In honor of the legacy of our ancestors, let us carry the flame forward as we extinguish the chalice. As we go from this place, may we carry our lights with us, connecting us in love across generations. May we listen for the stories of others, offer help when it's needed, and walk this journey side by side. Go in peace, go in love, go together.